In the quiet town of Hawkins, 1983 begins like any other year, with Dungeons and Dragons dice rolling across a basement table. They battle a Demogorgon in their imagination, unaware something far worse has slipped into their world from the shadows near Hawkins National Laboratory. Will bikes home through the dark woods. He senses something stalking him, hears a distant metallic shriek, and vanishes into the night, leaving only an abandoned bicycle and a mother's nightmare behind. Joyce Byers refuses to accept the police's quiet resignation, convinced her son is alive when the lights in her home flicker with unnatural urgency. She begins communicating with Will through strings of Christmas lights, painting the alphabet on her wall as though grief itself has become electricity. Police Chief Jim Hopper reluctantly reopens a case, discovering suspicious secrecy surrounding the lab and realizing the town's missing boy is tangled in something far larger. Meanwhile, the boys encounter a strange girl in the woods, head shaved, hospital gown loose, eyes wide with fear and power. She whispers her name is 11. They hide her in Mike's basement as she reveals abilities that defy physics, moving objects with her mind and sensing the creature that took Will, a monster from a dark mirror world, later named the Upside Down, a decaying dimension bleeding into Hawkins through a tear in reality, as Nancy Wheeler searches for her missing friend Barbara Holland, who disappeared by a poolside under flickering lights. She uncovers the creature's predatory pattern. Partnering with Jonathan Byers, they piece together photographs showing a shadow lurking there. Shared fear turns into resolve. They arm themselves with makeshift weapons to confront what adults refuse to see. At the lab, scientists conceal experiments involving 11, whose psychic gifts were weaponized to spy on foreign enemies, but instead pierce the veil between worlds, allowing the Demogorgon to cross over. As government agents close in, 11's fragile understanding of friendship deepens. Joyce grows increasingly erratic, but when a fake body is presented, Hopper discovers it is a staged deception, pushing him to break into the lab and uncover the truth about the parallel dimension, where Will is trapped, surviving by hiding and singing softly to himself in a toxic wilderness of spores and creeping vines, pursued by the towering Demogorgon. Nancy and Jonathan lure the monster into the Byers' house with a bear trap and gasoline, igniting the room in a desperate attempt to wound it. 11 uses her powers repeatedly at great cost, nose bleeding as she psychically contacts Will in a sensory deprivation tank, confirming he is alive but fading. As the government closes in, Hopper bargains for access to the Upside Down, entering the suffocating mirror world alongside Joyce in hazmat suits, navigating the twisted replica of Hawkins to find Will. They find Will cocooned in organic vines, unconscious and choking, and perform CPR after pulling him free, dragging him back through the gate. Just as the children confront the Demogorgon at the school, in the climactic showdown, soldiers fire helplessly at the creature. 11 steps forward, trembling but resolute, whispering to Mike that she can save them, channeling every ounce of power she has to disintegrate the monster. In a burst of light that leaves her seemingly gone as well, the gate sealing temporarily, the town returning to a fragile normalcy. Weeks later, Christmas approaches. Will sits at the dinner table laughing with his family, but when he coughs up a small slug-like creature into the sink and glimpses the Upside Down bleeding into his reflection, it becomes clear that the boundary between worlds remains thin, that trauma lingers even after rescue, and that Hawkins will never truly return to innocence, because beneath its quiet streets lies a darkness awakened, and though friendship triumphs for now, the shadow of the Upside Down waits patiently, reminding them that some doors, once opened, never fully close.